This is WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana. I'm Ken, the Metal Professor. This is now the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. If you were listening to Mostly Metal, thanks for sticking around. If you're listening to this on YouTube, thanks for finding it and making that counter go up by 1. I'm here to give you delayed audio coverage of the 13th anniversary show of Revolution Championship Wrestling. This event is taking place on April 15th, and I'm going to be moving in and out with audio from the matches and telling you what goes on. And if you put this together with other RCW events that I've had recorded and put out there, then you get like a big story of everything that's been happening here and all the feuds and who's beaten up who and all that good stuff. I need to apologize to Eric King and Ryan Anderson and all the folks at Pro Wrestling King because I took my gear last weekend to the Century Center in South Bend to record that show that they put on, and something went wacky with my mixing board. I figured out what it was. It was my fault. I had inadvertently unpressed a button or two, and it didn't record my vocal mic. It was recording only the mic facing into the room, and so nothing I said for the entire 2.5 or 3 hours got recorded. So it wouldn't have been an interesting radio broadcast. Maybe it's not an interesting radio broadcast anyway, even when I'm talking, but, you know, it is what it is. So get ready to hear delayed audio coverage of Revolution Championship Wrestling. And here we go. Before the main card starts, we have 2 new talent showcase matches. On the main card, we have several theme matches. We have a King of the Mountain match for the RCW title with 5 contestants in it. That's probably the main event. Tag Team Championship match, a gauntlet match, a Heart of the Revolution match, a submission match. Arthur MacArthur, is that what I heard is the name of the first one? He has the Carnival Strongman look down pat. So actually imagine Claudio Castagnoli about a foot shorter, a little bit stockier, wearing, you know, the Carnival Strongman outfit, and you'll have Arthur. And I believe the next person out is Danny Astro. He might be new to RCW, but we got to see him and listen to one of his matches here on the program a couple of months ago from Knox, Indiana. Yep, Danny Astro. So this is just sort of a warm-up match for the crowd and a get-to-know-you match for the performers. Danny Astro and what I think was Arthur MacArthur. Arthur MacArthur just won that match using a noogie, I believe. Danny Astro had lifted MacArthur up onto his own shoulders. MacArthur reached down and with his knuckles started rolling around on the forehead and top of the head of Astro, which threw him for a loop. And he jumped down, picked up Astro with a swinging power slam. That move where you pick somebody up belly to belly, rock them back and forth a couple of times like a baby getting put to sleep to get some momentum, and then swing him up and over and down on his back. Coming out for New Talent Showcase number 2, Jay Silva and Eric Surge. Eric is getting better luck working the crowd up for some applause. Jay Silva came out and tried his best, but he got crickets. I think everybody's more scared of Eric Surge, and if they don't cheer there, he's going to hurt them. Eric Surge just hit Jay Silva with a ripcord side slam. And then he made the mistake of walking back into a corner, pointing at Silva and saying, "That's it," like he knew he was about to win. Bad karma to do that, and Silva just almost got a 2 count of his own. Referee is explaining to Silva that he counted 2, and then Eric Surge lifted his shoulder, so it's all legit. The fix is not in. It looked like Silva was about to try to slam Eric Surge, but that's not going to go well. Surge fought his way out with throwing some elbows. There was a huge spear. And there's a 3 count for Eric Surge. We now have the official beginning of the show with the usual RCW theme music. Pretty much the entire locker room making their way out to the ring. Gonna start the show off with something sad but something celebratory. 10-bell salute for referee Sean Patrick O'Brien, who unexpectedly passed away recently, and he was a favorite of this community. And so everybody is out to show their respect. And I believe it's Jake Christ in the ring with the microphone.
If it was SPO, referee Man Bun, or Sean Patrick O'Brien, whatever name that you were lucky to know that man by, you knew one thing. You knew nothing, but he promoted positivity. Him and I, Sean and I, we share a lot of great memories. Not only inside this ring, but also outside. Whether it's traveling from Florida to Ohio, or if it's sharing a hotel bed, binge watching the Tiger King. Those are memories that are going to last with me for the rest of my life. So I want to say one thing to his young daughter at home. JJ, guys like me, and the people that are surrounding this ring right now, we will not let your father's memory fade. Join me while I remember a fallen comrade, a brother. SPO, Sean, this is for you.
The world of wrestling can be weird, but it can also be awesome in its special customs. And once everybody filters out of the room, the main show will begin. I think we have 4 matches before intermission, and then 3 big matches after that. It's always a crapshoot to wait till later, get home when it's quiet, listen to my audio, and find out what exactly everything sounded like. Because I am in the noisy corner. Seems noisier tonight. You got trains going by more frequently than normal. This is also sort of a play area for some of the wrestlers and staff members' family and kids who entertain themselves by playing around and having a good time. But, you know, they're kids. They come with some noise. This first match is going to be Lord Crew, C-R-E-W-E. And he was just announced as being from Cincinnati, which means he is now my favorite wrestler of the entire night. Sorry, his opponent is Madman Fulton, and normally I might root for him, but nope, I gotta hang with Cincinnati. Madman Fulton has already gotten his cardio in. When he came out to the ring, he was running around the outside of the ring, sprinting from corner to corner, throwing his arms up in the air to get the crowd to cheer. He had more luck than anybody else so far. He's got impressive dreadlocks going down past halfway point on his back. You've probably seen Madman Fulton on television with Impact Wrestling, most prominently recently. What Fulton rocks with the dreadlocks, Lord Crew rocks with the big beard. Youch. So these are 2 large guys. They were playing the game of let's run off the ropes and slam our shoulders into each other with neither one of them going down. And I think Lord Crew got tired of that, so he just smacked Fulton across the chops. And then Fulton ran back and forth between the ropes, slamming his shoulders into Crew, except knocking him down every time. Now he's picked him up and throws him off the ropes. I thought he might be throwing him out of the ring, but no luck. Oh, another chop from Lord Crew. And Fulton does not look happy. One more. And another. Lord Crew has realized his mistake. He was trying to get away, but Fulton caught him. Throws him into the corner. Goes to pounce, but Crew runs out of the way. Now he gets a big boot to the face. Let's see. Fulton is on the second turnbuckle facing into the ring with Crew in a chokehold. He's lifted Crew up so that Crew's feet are dangling off the mat while he's in the chokehold. I think Fulton is polling the crowd as to what to do next. Oh, but Crew just turned around and slugged Fulton while Fulton was messing with the crowd. Fulton rolled off the top turnbuckle and out to the floor. After a second instance of being whipped into the turnbuckle so hard he ricocheted back out, Fulton was laying on the mat, reached his hand into the air and started clasping his fist to try to summon the power of the crowd, and it's worked. Fulton just came off the top turnbuckle. 2 slams into Crew. That one missed, but Crew just leapt up. Fulton caught him with a fall-away slam, rolling Crew across to the corner. power of the crowd compels you. Fulton runs across, the splash onto Crew in the corner. Fulton swings him up like for a body slam. Crew escapes with a kick. Fulton caught Crew with Crew's head in between Fulton's legs, sort of like an aerial neck lock with his legs, and just dropped him down to the mat in a DDT. I'm sure there's names for that thing, but I don't know what they are. But now Fulton's up on the second rope, or on the top turnbuckle. Crew's on the second rope, ready to attempt a suplex. Oh my gosh. I hope they paid extra for the super sturdy ring from OneWrestlingRing.com or RentAWrestlingRing.com. Couldn't get that wrong. BD Smooth, who's currently in charge of that organization, would hunt me down. And Lord Crew jumped off the top turnbuckle as if to splash onto a prone Fulton, but Fulton reached up and caught him in a choke slam. Kipped up while holding Crew in the choke slam, delivered the choke slam, and got the pinfall. This next match is the RCW Heart of the Revolution Championship match. The title is currently held by Paragon. Challenger Alex Van Zant come out to the ring first. Mr. Starbucks. Which reminds me, I forgot to buy my Starbucks on the way out here today. I've already finished my cup of tea, and what am I going to do now without my Starbucks? This is a disaster. And Mr. Van Zant wants the microphone. Mr. Van Zant has gone over his accolades. He says that Paragon, the champion, is not here tonight, so he believes he should be named champion by default. And he's asking the ref to put the belt on him, but here comes Kevin Storm.
Here at RCW, we don't hand titles to people. You earned it. So tonight, you will have a match. Who in the back got y'all beat? Who coming up down from the three? Who's left? Your locker room, and Paragon ain't here, buddy. You're right. Paragon's not here. Paragon is officially stripped of the Heart of the Revolution Championship. Can I get a clap for that? Can someone please clap for that? You will earn the title tonight in a triple threat match with who? Against the winners of the new talent showcase. Eric Surge and Arthur MacArthur.
See, so participating in the new talent showcase pays off. Kevin Storm explains to Van Zant that he can actually win the Heart of the Revolution Championship by winning this surprise triple threat match against Eric Surge and Arthur MacArthur, who is coming out to some booze. Alex Van Zant laid in wait for Eric Surge, who is outside the ring chasing MacArthur around the corner. Van Zant stood up and spit whatever contents are in that Starbucks cup he carries right in Surge's face. Asuka has her missed. Van Zant has something in his Starbucks cup. Probably isn't just water with that effect. But it can't actually be Starbucks because, you know, that would be good. That would taste good. And MacArthur and Van Zant both are required to bring Surge back into the ring because he's kind of limp at the moment. Van Zant delivered a DDT, and that time MacArthur delivered a slam. Van Zant runs the ropes 4 times to pick up all that extra steam, because every time you bounce off the ropes, you get more momentum, right? Doesn't matter that you're changing direction. It works, trust me. They both have Surge in a headlock. It's like a team-up headlock sort of scenario. They're facing away from me, so I can't see exactly what's going on. And Surge has gotten to his feet. Now he has grip on both of them. Drops down so both of their jaws hit with each of Surge's shoulders. Now Van Zant delivered a blow with his knees to Surge, but MacArthur snuck in to try to get the pinfall. Van Zant pushed MacArthur off, tried for his own pinfall. MacArthur pushed Van Zant. Surge has recovered. He picked up Van Zant, slammed him to the mat, picked up MacArthur and slammed MacArthur down on top of Van Zant. And while Surge was kind of just standing there congratulating himself, the ref realized that MacArthur was laying on top of Van Zant. He started to count a pinfall, which Surge immediately broke up after he realized what was going on. Surge has taken off his right elbow pad, lines up MacArthur from across the ring in the opposite corner, and a big spear. As soon as he hit it, Van Zant comes in and throws Surge into a turnbuckle, and he takes advantage of MacArthur's prone body and gets 3. Well, his prediction came true. He is the new Heart of the Revolution champion. Brutus Dillon's in the ring for his gauntlet match, where Let Her Rip gets to pick the opponents. So Dillon's first opponent in this gauntlet match, chosen by Let Her Rip, is NERD V, Nelson Edward Robert Doolittle V. This shouldn't take long. Imagine if there was a big fight at the zoo and the mean, big, muscly rhinoceros was attacked by one of those meerkats. One of those scraggly little things that sticks its head up out of the ground and squeaks and then runs away. That's about what we have here. He doesn't look like he wants to get in the ring, almost like he's not doing this of his own free will. Let Her Rip must have something over on him to make him get in there against Brutus Dillon. Nerd is in there begging for his life, giving Dillon a big hug. And Dillon is very stoic about it all. Another hug from Nerd. Nelson shakes Dylan's hand, gives him another pat, and says, I'm done here. Dylan does not release the hand and pulls him back. Nerd tried to walk away again. Dylan did not release his hand the second time and yanked him to the mat. Nerd is regretting life right now. Dylan just picked him up and tossed him across the ring like a sack of laundry. And that first portion of the gauntlet match is already over, as I thought. Nerd is very upset. He just tossed a chair across the floor in front of me. Brutus Dillon chokeslammed him once, and that was it. His next opponents. Here comes Just Business. Richard Wright is out with Jackie Jester. Giuseppe is nowhere to be seen. Oh, wait, there he is. As Wright distracts Dillon from the entryway. Gambini is snuck up behind Dillon in the ring. And that was the sound of Gambini hitting Dillon in the back with the chair to no effect whatsoever. So Dillon turns to face Gambini, and Wright takes him down with a chop block. That's the third chop block we've seen tonight. Gonna need a chiropractor back there in the backstage area. Since it's 2-on-1, they're having a little bit better luck on Dillon than Nerd did, but he's already shoved off one pinfall attempt. And so after their first flurry of offense on Dillon, they were working over the knee that they had initially attacked at the start with a chop block, but Dillon's recovered. He's now got the upper hand. He just introduced the skulls of Giuseppe Gambini and Richard Wright to each other. Now a double choke slam, and that's it. That part of the match was so quick, Jackie Jester didn't even have a chance to get involved like she normally does. Letter Rip is starting to lose his cool because his first two chosen opponents have gone down pretty easily. Oh, there it is. As Just Business was exiting the ring, Jackie Jester snuck in behind Dillon and gave the old low blow from behind. Picks up the chair and bonks Dillon in the head with it. I swear that man's forehead takes a lot of abuse here at RCW. Shady Chris Zion is the last opponent chosen by Letter Rip. Dillon is still down on the mat from the blow delivered by Jackie Jester with the chair. Zion immediately heads for the top corner with a swanton onto Dillon, but Dillon does kick out after 2.5. And that's bad news for Shady Chris. And there's Dillon with a tilt-a-whirl slam onto Zion, and that's the 3 count. Letter Rip's choices are 0 for 3. And he's sad. For this next tag team match, the first ones out are Hood Island, Jorge Bravo and Erez Perez. The opponents for Hood Island, a team I have not seen before, TNT, Terrence and Terrell Hughes. I like their name because TNT, you know, it works 2 ways. One is like the explosive, but also it's Terrence and Terrell. TNT. Man, I didn't hear what he said, but Jorge must have made them mad. He'll do that because they just both pounced on Hood Island. And TNT has been doing pretty well. One of the two, whose name is either Terrence or Terrell, called for the 3D. And as they whipped Arez Perez into the ropes, Jorge grabbed his own partner's ankles so that he dropped down and Jorge could slide him out of the ring to safety. As they were walking away to the other side, one of the TNTs went up and over the top rope onto Jorge. He's rolling him back into the ring. After Jorge got rolled into the ring, there was a little bit of back and forth. TNT hit the 3D, but they didn't realize that Jorge had tagged Arez when he was near the corner. So he wasn't the legal man to be pinned. And while they were disputing the pin that they thought they had, Arez came up behind one of them, gave him the low blow, rolled him up for a pinfall, and Hood Island takes the win. The TNT, who wasn't pinned, grabbed a chair and swung it over the top rope at Hood Island. That's just bad sportsmanship. Even if Hood Island is a couple of cheating chumps. And I believe that's all of the first half of the show and its intermission. As we take this break, a reminder that you're listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP in Valparaiso, Indiana at 103.1 FM. This is delayed audio coverage of the 13th anniversary event of Revolution Championship Wrestling in South Bend, Indiana. You are listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP 103.1 LPFM in Valparaiso, Indiana.
I hope you enjoyed me beating up all the idiots. But I'm out here right now because a good friend of mine, one of the RCW originals, he's a two-time RCW heavyweight champion. He's the first ever RCW Part of the Revolution champion. And tonight, he's your newest inductee into the RCW Hall of Fame. Let's give it up for Ryan Epic.
We are starting off the second half of the show with a quick induction into the RCW Hall of Fame of Ryan Epic. As Brutus Dillon said, one of the RCW originals has held multiple championships. He's been around a long time.
If you don't mind, I just want to share a quick thing between me and Ryan. So, me and Ryan have had some really hellacious matches with one another. He actually, I don't know if he ever knew this or not, I was in quite a performance for a long time and didn't know if I actually even wanted to wrestle anymore. And I had a match with Ryan Epic over at Make Play in Mishawaka. And Ryan Epic brought the literal best out of me that night. I can never, ever say thank you enough. Because you made me believe that in myself. So thank you. Welcome to the RCW Hall of Fame.
Oh, here comes Let Her Rip to interrupt the ceremony. On one hand, that's rude. On the other hand, I couldn't hear anything Ryan Epic was saying anyway, so what the heck? Tony Thunder's come out, and I haven't seen him in the white face paint for a while. Let's hope he's not going for the Finn Balor and the Demon makeup effect, because that has not been successful over the last few years. And kind of a false start. Both men start charging each other, then think twice about it and back off. So this is a submission match, and Bacchus just had Tony Thunder in an abdominal stretch. I haven't seen one of those for a while. Now he's got him in a big bear hug, completely lifted off the mat. As often as he can, Tony Thunder's been working on the knee of Bacchus, putting Bacchus's ankle on the lower rope and then dropping down on the knee joint, getting him into a couple of leg locks. So Bacchus is hobbling a little bit, but even still, he's got Tony Thunder down in a chokehold armbar kind of combination. Tony is fighting his way up. Drops Bacchus down, and yeah, looks like he's going for a Boston Crab. No. So like a reverse figure four, Bacchus is down face first. Tony Thunder's got his legs crisscrossed in a four shape, and then he's throwing himself backwards to really wrench on the knees. And Bacchus just tapped out. That kind of came out of nowhere, but Tony had been working on the knee that whole time. Out the date, but I'm guessing it's in May. Coming out for the next match for the RCW Tag Team Championship, challengers the Congregation, Father Marquis and Dante Casson, with their I don't know, praise leader guy Darian Ultra. They will be taking on Spark of Madness, Sean Sparks and Travesty. They are asking for people to contribute to their collection plate as they go around the ring. The entrance of Spark of Madness takes a while because they have to circle the whole ring, give lots of high fives, and Travesty needs to give hugs to everybody that wants one. And that's more and more people as the months go by. But the Congregation was putting the time to good use. One of them was doing push-ups in the ring to get all warmed up. We'll see if that pays off. The Congregation is already resorting to interference from the outside. The two teams are kind of evenly matched up, at least physically, because each one of them has somebody who's a little shorter, a little skinnier, a little lighter than the partner. So Sean Sparks and his counterpart did some damage to each other, and then they each tagged in the other counterparts. It was fun to watch Travis. He was kind of swaying from side to side on his feet before the tag like a caged animal waiting to get out. And that was Travesty planting down his opponent, and then he splashed on top of him. And tags back in Sean Sparks. This is when Sean Sparks becomes a weapon. Travesty picks him up and just drops him unceremoniously down on top of the larger of the congregation. Let me call them Congregation Max and Congregation Mini. How about that? Because I don't know who's who. So Congregation Max is in the ring with Sean Sparks. Fortunately, Max is on his knees, so he's about the same height as Sean Sparks. Sparks came off the ropes, and Congregation Max caught him in air and slammed him, and then dropped a fist on his forehead. Now he slid Sparks over towards a corner. He's going up on the second turnbuckle and drops a belly splash on him. Wow, fast count from the ref, but luckily Sparks kicked out at 2. And so I'll say this for Travesty. You know, he may be checked out of a mental asylum. Started out at RCW wearing the white, asylum garb, kind of like Scrubs, gold face mask. Just kind of waving back and forth on his feet in the corner, but he knows how to properly use the tag rope. And that's pretty good for someone who may not have been on the outside world for much of his life. Sean Sparks in peril, the story of most of Spark of Madness's matches. He just got drug over to the opposing corner by his ankles. And if you've ever seen the movie Wreck, the Spanish version where the girl gets sucked into the room of evil with the webcam on the floor at eye level with her, that's what he looked like. But he just managed to gather some energy and give a DDT to Congregation Mini. But here comes Congregation Extra, who yanks Travesty off the apron so that he couldn't make the pin or make the tag. And then he gave Travesty a thumb to the eye or something. Sent Travesty away from the ring and over towards me. And Travesty recovered and now is going after him. But he's smart not to chase him around there. Travesty's going back to his corner. That would be the mistake a lot of teams would make. One of them would get so mad he'd chase the person around the ring and out from ringside, leaving his partner by himself. But Travesty is smarter than that. Ooh, Sparks with actually a double drop kick to the Congregation. The ref has ejected Congregation Extra. Darian Ultra, who carried the collection plate earlier. Sparks knocks down his opponent, and let's see if he can make his way to Travesty. You'll tell from the crowd reaction when it happens. There we go. And Travesty is the big bowling ball knocking over the pins that are the Congregation, body slam, and a 3 count. And still the RCW Tag Team Champs, Spark of Madness. There is a quick break, not an intermission, just a halt to the proceedings while they set up for the main event, which is the King of the Mountain match. 5 contestants battling for the RCW Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Kevin Storm. They've taken the ring, not the apron, but the cover of the ring off to reduce slippage, because now there are 3 ladders around the outside of the ring, and there is a chain with a hook and a hoop hanging above the center of the ring where the championship belt will be suspended. So they got rid of that ring cover because they don't want it slipping around when the ladders are up in there. That might make it slightly more uncomfortable to fall onto the ring, but not much. It wasn't that thick. All right, all the introductions have happened. First of all, I can't count. There are 6 people in this match. Let Her Rip, Daniel Stark, Jamar Jupiter, that's 3. Theo Storm, Jake Christ, and champion Kevin Storm. That's another 3. That makes 6, believe it or not. And not having seen one of these matches before, I saw the hoop and I saw the ladders, and I assumed that the belt would be suspended. It's actually the opposite. Whoever has the belt at any given moment has the job of taking the belt up to the hoop and hanging it in place to win. And in the meantime, falls count anywhere. Anybody who gets a pinfall is handcuffed to one of the ring corners for 1 minute, meaning it will be impossible for them to win the match during that minute. And as the bell rang, at least 2 or 3 of them just kind of all shrugged their shoulders and all kicked Kevin Storm at the same time. He's the current champ. So he's just kind of laying there looking sad. Daniel Stark and Jamar Jupiter are trading blows in the middle of the ring. Let Her Rip comes in to take advantage. Whoa, he got a pinfall already on Jupiter. So Jupiter gets handcuffed to the ring post. So what I need to figure out is, when does somebody get the belt in order to bring it up a ladder to the hoop? Because it wasn't given to Let Her Rip when he counted a pinfall, or when he got the pinfall. So we're all going to learn these rules together. Ryan Anderson gave the overview at the start, but I didn't catch that part about how somebody actually gets control of the belt to hoop it. That was the good old Tower of Doom, where 3 people were up on the ropes in the corner and 2 people came in and threw the tower off of the top turnbuckle into the ring. Let Her Rip tries to escape out of the ring, and Jamar Jupiter puts him down for his own 3 count. So now Let Her Rip gets to have the handcuff treatment in a corner. Theo Storm has come up with a door, and he's sliding it into the ring. That loud slam you heard was Kevin Storm with a spine buster to Daniel Stark. The 2 of them had a nice friendly handshake at the start of the match, but I guess that's done with. And then afterwards, Jupiter pins Storm for 3. So now Storm is going to be handcuffed for a minute. There's Jupiter with a chair. What's he doing? Theo Storm sends another chair into the ring for Jupiter, and now they're balancing the door in between the two standing up chairs. Let's see. So Jupiter set the door up, so tradition says he'll be the one to go through it. He was trying to put Stark through it. Oh, and yeah, Stark gets the better of him and sends him through the door. Jupiter gets pinned again. Oh no, here comes another door. Theo Storm is the doorman of this match. He's brought in both of them. There's been a lot of stuff going on, a couple of pinfalls, people going in and out of the ring. Theo Storm's obsession with doors continues. He set one up again. It's in the middle of the ring on two chairs, and now he's setting up the tallest ladder in the corner. Everybody else is outside the ring. Stark and Storm are in the ring. Theo Storm with a kick to Stark, who lands on the door, but then it tips sideways and drops him on the mat. So Theo kindly resets the door and puts Stark on it. He looks at the ladder, wondering if he should second guess his decision. Now he's up 3 steps from the top of the ladder, and a swanton on to Stark through the door. And guess what? Pinfall on Stark. All right, the answer to the question, when does somebody get the belt to hang it from the hoop, is whenever he goes over to a ref and yanks it out of the ref's hands. Because that's what Jamar Jupiter just did. Now he's climbing the ladder with the belt, going for the hoop, but Stark and Christ both say nope. And they together jumped him on his back off the ladder. Oh, and now Jake Christ is climbing the ladder, and now the ref hands him the belt as he's going up the ladder. I mean, he is a special guest, so I guess that's fair. The ref is holding the ladder to make sure it doesn't tip over until he let it go, and then it did tip over with 2 people on it. And Theo's door is standing upright in a corner. Jupiter has just dispensed of Kevin Storm and is climbing the ladder again with the belt. Almost made it up to the hoop, but Kevin Storm recovered, grabbed him, and there goes Jupiter through the door. This match is brought to you by Menards. Okay, Stark is on top of one ladder. Jake Christ is on top of the other. He shoved Daniel Stark off of his ladder into the ropes. Now Christ is like straddle-legged with one leg on each ladder. Thankfully, the ref is helping to bring them closer. Jake is balanced, trying to get the belt up there. Theo throws the ref off of the ladder he was stabilizing. And Theo just springboarded off the opposite ropes with a stunner to Chris off of the ladders. And it looked like his face hit one of the ladder rungs on the way down. That's why these guys get paid the big bucks. But the proverbial local medical facilities are standing by. Theo and Kevin are the ones left in the ring. Theo's got one ladder still set up in the center under the hoop. Another one, the small one, just kind of folded and gently set on top of a ring apron, or top ring rope. And he has now taken it into the corner where Kevin Storm is sitting on the top turnbuckle, and he's using it as leverage to wrench on Storm's leg, which is a perpetual weak spot for him. Storm has the belt. And he's going up. He's kind of left unattended at the moment, but he is taking his time, which ain't smart. Now, see, he put the belt on top of the ladder, and now he's turning around and looking at Kevin Storm. He had the chance to get up there with the title, and he didn't take it because he decided to deliver some more punishment to Kevin Storm. I don't know what he's doing with that second ladder. He has... So there's 3 ladders. 2 of them are open and upright. The other ladder is flat between them. He, instead of climbing up the ladder that was already there, he's made this giant contraption of 3 ladders, which hasn't gotten him any higher than it was before. But now Kevin Storm is walking across the suspended ladder in between. Grabs Theo and drops him on top of it. Theo rebounded away from the ladders into the opposite corner. Now Kevin is left alone with the belt. But he too decides, forget getting the belt up there. Let's deal some more punishment. Small package pile driver onto Theo Storm. And that'll keep Theo out for good. Now Kevin's back over there to the ladders. Maybe that was a good idea after all. Making sure Theo could not. Let's see, here comes Daniel Stark and Jamar Jupiter realizing what's going on. Storm's up there. The championship belt is through the hoop. Jamar and Storm are trying to get up the ladder, but Kevin Storm has successfully buckled the belt through the hoop. Kevin Storm retains his RCW Heavyweight Championship, and now he can claim the title of King of the Mountain until next year. This has been the 13th anniversary show of Revolution Championship Wrestling, coming to you from the Goodson Event Center in South Bend, Indiana. I'm Ken the Metal Professor for WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana. You'll be listening to this on the airwaves or on YouTube, whichever way. Thanks for listening. And I'll be bringing you some more delayed audio coverage of another wrestling show sometime in the next few weeks, probably. Stay tuned to Metal Professor, or stay tuned to Mostly Metal on WVLP Wednesday night at 10, Sunday night at 8 for updates.